Hello, my class, and welcome to your next maths lesson. In the previous lesson, we were looking at written strategies that we could use to work out some multiplication questions. We're going to be continuing our work with multiplication in this lesson. So before we start, can you get a piece of paper and a pencil, or your whiteboards and your whiteboard pens? And we're going to start with our arithmetic. So our arithmetic today is focusing on division. So our first question is 84 divided by 2. Then it is 72 divided by 4. 84 divided by 6. 96 divided by 8. 63 divided by 9. 68 divided by 2, 51 divided by 3, 84 divided by 8, 95 divided by 5, and 68 divided by 4. So, like I said, we're going to be looking at multiplying two-digit numbers by single digits. So when we have a look at this question, what is it that you can see? So I can see that we've got 3 10s and we have 6 1s. But if we look at this question, just get my annotation. If we look at this question, we can also see that if we group it together with a line here, sorry, my line isn't very straight, and a line there, we have 3 groups of 12. So we have 3 groups of 12. So that tells me that this question is going to be asking me 3 times by 12 or 12 times by 3. If we have a look at underneath the square, let me just close that. If I look under here, we have got 12 times by 3. Now, in the previous lesson, we discussed how to do this question, and we looked at remembering that we have our ones column and our tens column, and that we are going to times 3 into 12. So I'm going to say 12 times by 3, and then I'm going to say, oh, sorry, I am wrong. I'm just going to go back. We're going to say 2 times by 3, and then I'm going to say 10 times by 3, because I'm timesing 3 into this number, and then I'm timesing it into that number. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 10 times 3 is 30. So if I add that together, my answer is going to be 36. Okay. The same goes for this question. This question is showing us that we have got, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 13. Now, just by looking at that, we can see that our answer is not going to have 4 in this column like we have. And I want you to think for a second why that is. Remember that in our ones column, we cannot have any more than 9, because as soon as it moves on to 10, it moves into that column. So when we're working this out, we are going to start with our ones first. So we're going to have 4 times by 3, which gives me 12. Okay, and I can already see that that's going to be too many for my ones column because it has a 10 in it. And if I go 4 times by 10, that's going to give me 40. That is 4 times 10. Okay, and if we add, so let's see, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those 10 counters would be exchanged for a tens counter here, and we're left with 2. And if I add those together, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 52. And if we add these ones, we get 52. So although it is saying we need 4 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10 gives us more than 10, and that 10 would then be added into the next column at the end. So we would put it down here, or we put it there actually, sorry, we put it there, we add 1 plus 4 is 5. Just trying to come to terms with this. Okay, so I want you to have a go at this question. Have a go at the one that we've just said. So if we split our number up, we have got 6 groups of 34. So I'm going to have, I'm going to draw my line so I can see, because there are 6 groups. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've got 6 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in that we have got 34, so 3 tens, 1, 2, 3, and we've got 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You can already see that we are going to have too many numbers in our ones column. Right, I'm going to do these ones in a different color. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3. And then let's do our 30. So there's 30, 1, 2, 30, 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, and 10, 20, 30. So there's 1, 2, 3, that's 34. And there are 6 groups of 34, which is what this question is asking me. If I were to add this, if I was to do it in this way, it would be 6 times by 4, and it would be 6 times by 30, or 30 times by 6, and 4 times by 6. That is what I'm working out. Now let's add these together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which means I can add 1 there because I've crossed those ones out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Add another 1. And I'm left with 4. They don't make 10, so the ones is going to have 4 in it. Now I'm going to add these ones. It's counting 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There are 20 tens, which means we have too many tens for this column. So we're actually going to have to move into our hundreds column, because we have 2 hundreds. We have no tens, and we have 1 4. So let's double check our answers and see using this method. 6 times by 4 is 6, 12, 18, 24. So I'm going to write 24. And 6 times by 30 is the same as 6 times 3, which is 18. 6, 12, 18. It's 180. And if I add them together, 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 8 is it's 10. So I'm going to regroup mine over here. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So my answer would be 204. Sorry. So what I would like you to do is to work out the following questions before we carry on. So make sure you are using the method that we've just taught. You can either do the counters, drawing the counters into their groups. So you would have 6 groups of 32, 5 groups of 69, 3 groups of 26, 4 groups of 79, 2 groups of 85, and 6 groups of 53. You could draw them in the columns, or you can use the column method that I worked out with you. So pause the video now and work them out either this way or using your counters. So pause the video now and then we'll go through the answers. Okay, so I'm going to reveal your answers to you. And then we will talk through 1 or 2 of them. Right. Let's have a look at this question. And this one is the one I will use so that we can better understand it. So the first thing it asks us is obviously 32 times by 6, which is then saying, sorry, my first one that I would do is 2 times by 6. So 2 times 6 gives me 12. And then I would do 30 times by 6 times by 6, which gives me 180. And I would have to add that together. So if I have 12 plus 180, yep, that's correct. So 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 8 is 9, and 1 would have been there, and that would have been our answer. This number here is the number that we are bringing across from the 12. So they've just put it at the bottom, they kept the 2 there and put the number at the bottom, which you can also do. So you could say 9 times 5 is 45, put the 5 over here, the 4 down here. Then you would go 5 times by 6 is 30. Sorry, 5 times 60 is 300, but plus the 4, which is a 40, would be 340, and our answer is 345. This question here, 6 times by 3 is 18, so they've put the 8 there. They've put the 10 here. Then they've gone 3 times by 20 plus the 1 gives me 70. So they've added this at the end. So they don't have your rows and rows that you need to add. They've just reminded you by putting it down there. Right, moving on to the next page. There are 28 children in a class. Each of them brings £6 as a donation for charity to school. How much money does the class raise altogether? Now this means that we are going to do 28 times by 6. Using the method that I've spoken to you about, you would say 8 times by 6 and 20 times by 6, and you would add them together to get a total of 168. So I want you to work that out quickly now and see if you can remember where to put it. So pause the video now and sort it out, or complete the sentence, or complete the sum, sorry. Right, let's talk through the answer together. We have 28 times by 6. So what they've done is they've gone 8 times by 6, which is 48. So they've put the 8 in the ones column. They've put the 4 or the 40 into the tens column. They've then said 6 times by 20, which is 120, plus the 4 down here, or the 40, would be 168. So in total, the children would have raised 168 pounds all together. James has tried to work out these answers, but he has made some mistakes. Can you see what he has done to correct the mistakes? So he's got 56 times 5, 94 times 4, 46 times by 3. So pause the video now and see if you can work out where he has gone wrong. Right, where he went wrong, let's have a look. The first question says 56 times by 5, and he's gone 6 times by 5, he said, is 30, which is correct. And then he said 5 times 50, and instead of saying 5 times 50 is 250, he said it was 2,500. It should have been 250, and then he would have added 250 to the 30 and got 280. The second question, he said 94 times by 4. He's gone 4 times 4 is 16. So he's got the 6 there, but he has forgotten to put his 1 down here. Or not 1, his 10, because 4 times by 4 is 16, not just 6. Then he's gone 9 times 4, or 90 times 4 is 360. And what he should have done is added that 10 down there to get 376. The last question says 6 times by 3. 6 times 3 is 18, which he has got, but he has also done this incorrectly in that he should have then done, I'll write it over here, 46 times by 3. He would have gone 6 times 3 is 18, with 10 going there, and 40 times by 3 is 120, plus the 10 would have made it 138. So I would like you to complete the independent work that has been given to you using a written method. So the written method we've discussed, either you can have the expanded one where you have the 2 numbers, so you go 4, let me just highlight it for you. You would say that the 4 times by 7, or 7 times 4 is 28, and then you would say 30 times by 4 is 120, and you would add it. Or you could do it with missing that step and just say 2 times 8, and you put the 6 over there and the 1 there, and then you would say 40 times by 8 plus this one, and then you would get 336. So use either one of those methods to help you work out questions 1, 2, and 3. So question 1 is just using a written method to complete the multiplications. Please make sure you are showing your steps, whichever method you are using, so I can see you're working out for A to F. Then question 2 says class 4 is selling tickets for a play. Tickets cost £5 per person. 56 tickets have been sold. How much money has class 4 collected? So you need to make sure you have got the correct information here. You have got 56 tickets that have been sold at £5 each. So how much money would they have raised? So you will be doing 56 times by 5. You can work that out. And then the last question says, Rosie buys 8 bunches of flowers. Each bunch has 17 flowers. How many flowers does she have altogether? So one bunch has got 17, but she has got 8. So you are looking at 17 times by 8. Don't forget to share all of this work with us on Tapestry. If there's anything that you didn't understand, we will be able to go through it in the live lessons. So please make sure you keep your questions handy. And don't forget to lay your work out neatly so that we can see all your working, especially when it comes to written methods in maths.